Okay. Good evening, folks. Welcome to this trading webinar. Thank you for joining this. This is Srini, your host. Today, we'll be talking about the flatlines trading strategy. For the past few weeks, we have been talking about all the technical, indicators and the technical ways how you can predict where the stock is heading or what are the support and the resistances. Initially, we talked about the Fibonacci, where we can predict the levels that a stock can reach. Then we talked about the Ichimoku trading system, where we can say what are the dynamic support and resistances, and what are the future support and resistances could be based on the current price. Today, we are going to talk about a little bit of an old kind of trading strategy, which is called flatline trading strategy. This trading strategy is more of a static support and resistances. Before any of these systems came, this was the trading strategy that was used mostly by the traders. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get started. So agenda, today what are we going to talk about? First, we are going to talk about what is a flat line. That means what it is and why we need to use that. Then we'll talk about the most important thing, how to draw a flat line. Most of them, they draw the flat line, but they are not, most of them draw it so differently. It is very, very important to draw it in a way that most of the traders draw. So in the market, it is always better to be aligned with most of the traders there. When you say you're aligned with the market, it means you're aligned with the traders out there. So you want to be aligned with most of them. So you need to know how to exactly draw this flat line. Then we'll talk about when is a good time to take action, whether it is selling or buying based on these flat lines, right? How do we make that then? Then finally, but not the least, we'll talk about how to use with other systems. Okay. So that is the agenda for today. Now let's move on to the next slide. What is a flat line? Flat line is a very simple concept, which is line drawn through at least two closing prices. This is a very, very common pattern used by traders on the floor before any of the systems came in. So what they do is they just draw the line. They used to have charts in the olden days before even the electronic systems came, and they used to draw the flat line, and they used to consider those as the support and the resistances. So the only thing they used were the flat lines and the lows and the highs. That's all they used. So before, and they were able to make a lot of money, even during the 1929 depression and even during the other times. So, and of course, there were other techniques that were used by Gann, which came out later. But before that, all these things, this was always there. Okay. So let's move to how to draw a flat line. Very simple, guys. First, we'll go through the concept. Then later, we'll look at the actual charts, and then we'll see how to draw this. The most very easiest thing is to use the line charts, because the line charts have the closing prices very well defined, right? If it's a candlestick, you will have a wick, and then you'll have a body, and then the higher wick and the lower this thing. So if you use the line chart, it will be very clear to you. Then start from right to left. That means start from the right side of the chart to the left side of the chart. Draw that line that connects two or more closing prices. Okay, here what I would suggest is in the line charts, if you can draw a line that appears flat and it is connecting to 2 to 3 points, you will also find that prices will be very, very close. For example, you might see two closing prices. One might have been at 41.56 and the other could have been at 41.98. So usually they'll be within $1 or within at least within like 10% of the range. That is what we suggest. So usually I recommend like have it within $1 range or within 10%. Like if it's a $40 stock, within 40 to 50 cents, those kind of things, right? So for a green, understand that whenever you have a green line, the closing price will be on the top. And for a red line, the closing price will be at the bottom. So along with this, also use the moving averages. Moving averages are also very powerful. They are also very static. Compared to Ichimoku, right? I mean, they keep changing, but they are very static at a given moment of time. And they like, you can also use them along with these flat lines. Okay. So that's pretty this. So before we go to the next slide, right? Let's go to one of the charts and see if we can draw a flat line. Any stock that you want to take? Any preferences, guys? No?
Can we do NIO, NIO, Srini?
NIO, okay. Okay, let's look at NIO, and I'm going to the daily charts. You see this? It is on a bullish uptrend, right? Now, look at this. Where can you draw this? So the first thing when I look at the chart here, I go from right to left. Okay, this is a low, this is a low, and I come here. What is this? 28.44. This seems to be a little closer. I go here. Now what happened? Now let's go a little bit up. I know. So this is like 28.44. Now look at this. It is coinciding with this. It's coinciding with this 27.96. So pretty close, but not very close. And look at this one. It is 28.07. So this is a good flat line. Are you guys following me? So I went from right to left. I looked at each of the closing prices on the line charts, and I drew a flat line, which looks like very visible to me, covering 2 or 3 more closing prices. Then the next one I went in is here. I see something here very close, right? If you see these things also, it is like 21.56, 21.59, and 21.76. So it consolidated here and it made a big move here, and then it consolidated here. If you look at the candlesticks, you look at this, it consolidated here and then it made a big move here. So this is how people do. If you see the best way to trade this is if you see 2 bars above the flat line, there's a good possibility of it going up, right? That means it's not a fake signal and it can go up. So look at this, it has gone over the conversion and it's also gone above the moving average 10 and it is way above. But how much, but the one thing you got to understand, the flat line doesn't tell you how much it will go. So that is where you need to use the other one. But it will tell you that it is intending to go up when it finishes 2 bars above the flat line. Okay. So if you had bought it here, let's say, let's look at this line. After I draw this line, you see here it was if you see this candlestick, it is 21.47. But it is at 21.59. So it broke over here, 21.85. The next bar, it went up here. But if you were smart, if you were here, if let's say you bought it somewhere around here, you would have got out here the moment it touched here. Because you don't know at this point of time, will it break this resistance or not, just by using flat lines, okay? But that is the thing, right? So we have to look at this. Now, if you take some other parameters, like, this is in a total uptrend, right? So where is it going? It is like going, we need to use GAN fans, or we need to use, it is definitely above Ichimoku and it is going there. So if you see here, it is 25.46. So it is like covered 90-degree angles on the GAN fan already. So, and even if the stochastics are at a high. So anyway, as far as the flat lines are concerned, that is what it is. So you can draw like this. And one thing good about these flat lines is, once you draw on a chart, it will forever remain there. You can keep it like that because it is static and it is there. And every time, those are the resistances that will be touched or done. So over a period of time, you'll have a lot of flat lines and it'll look crowded. But once you get used to it, you'll be able to know where it is heading. Does that make sense, folks? So you can go, there was a lot of resistance here. Again, here, there's a lot of resistances. Here, 20.43, there was a resistance here. Then there is a supporter here. So look at this, how much it broke through all these levels and it just broke out. So if you see here, this was a level that you wanted to watch and it went above here. So that's the thing. Any other stock, guys, you want to look?
Amazon.
Okay, let me remove all these lines, okay, for the benefit of you. Okay, it looks a little bit crowded, but let's make it smaller so that it is like, because so according to Ichimoku, it looks very, very bearish. You see that it is below the cloud and it went, the lagging span is below the price, and you see this. But if you want to draw a flat line where it is heading to, so the next thing is, you can see is it has gone beyond this one. Okay, it has gone beyond this one. Okay, let's see where it is heading to. If I draw a flat line here, so this looks very close, but not very close. So let's see. So it is heading here, guys. You see this? You see this is like 3,000 and it is headed 3,000, 2,999. So it has reached that part. Now where can if it break, if it, so it has already gone below that, I believe. Wow, it went to 2,802 today. But look at that, it closed below, it closed above 2,999. The reason why I'm switching between the line graphs and the candlestick is because the candlestick will tell me how it, where it closes, right? Sometimes the line chart may not give you a good idea. So you can use that. So it closed above this guy. So now it wants to go up. So the next one you want to find is the next flat line where it is.
Hello.
So you want to see here.
Srini, can you hear me?
I'm sorry, what is that?
Can you hear me? This is Chandan.
Yeah, Chandan, tell me.
Hey, Diva got disconnected. He's saying there are some people waiting to get in.
Oh, really? I can't even see. Oh, sorry. I know once I start presenting, it's very hard to, okay, admit. Okay, thanks, Chandan. Yeah. So if you see here, guys, the next flatline support will be here. Somewhere here or no, that's what I'm saying. Where is the support? So usually I try to keep it within 3 months so that it is not like, if you see here, this is 3,099 and this is like how much where? It is 3,011. So it is within 10%, I believe. So this is one thing which you can have it. And you see here, the one good thing you can do is look at the daily ATR. The daily ATR is $125. So from here, 2,000 to this one, it makes good sense. It can make this move in a day. If you are like 3,106, but again, give a little buffer. Don't expect a day mean day. So this is the daily ATR. The daily ATR is, we also covered ATR the other day. ATR is nothing but which tells you the volatility of the stock based on the time frame that you consider. So it looks like $125.45 move is available for Amazon. So if you can make this move 3,109, then this is it can definitely touch this, right? 3,000 from here. If I'm 3,002 plus 125 is more than 3,127. So it can reach this resistance. That is one way of looking at it. And you can also look at your ATR for the weekly, which is at 236.50. So let's look at what is the next resistance for it. If you look at the next resistance, can anybody? So where is the moving averages? Let's look at the moving averages now. Maybe that will also give us an idea. Okay, if you look at this one, the 3,106 is coinciding with the cloud, guys, with the Ichimoku cloud. So you should also use all the tools that you have. The bottom of the cloud is at 3,000, is at the bottom of the cloud is at 3,120 and the bottom top of the cloud is at 3,211. So max what I'm expecting is it might go if it, and the baseline is at 3,247 and the conversion is at 3,155. So at the time I don't expect these things to cross all of them, but you might expect a move to the conversion line, which is 3,155. So, and then we might see a retracement a little bit. So that is how you trade it. So the more options you have, then you will see where the stock is trading and you can go accordingly. Okay. Does that answer your question? Who asked for Amazon? Just this one.
This is Subba.
Yeah, hi. So that's about it. So 3,106 seems to be a fairly, 3,106 to 3,155 seems to be a good range for Amazon for this week. Okay.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah. Anything else you want to see? One more, then let's make it 3 before we proceed.
Can you? It's a small stock, Srini. It's called Farfetch.
Which one?
Farfetch. Um,
Can you spell it?
Let me see if I can get the ticker.
FTCH. FTCH.
Oh, fetch.
Yeah.
FTCH. Okay.
I've been watching this one for a while, Srini, but
This one, right? Far fetch. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
this
sorry.
one,
I got it.
Alibaba.
It looks
Alibaba
very bullish. It's
Yeah.
showing in the bullish charts, but oh, it broke through, man. It's a clear breakout. Basically, it's forming a higher high. So basically, if you look at this, it's 30.04, and this is 29.98, so very close. So it broke out. So if you look at the Fibonacci, let's draw a Fibonacci on the line chart to get an idea where it is heading to. So this has reached the 31.93. So this is the one thing. So let's look at the ATR. ATR is how much? 194. So 194, it made a big move in 2 days, or in 1 day, right? So it was like, it made from 27. This is going to fall because it made a more than 1 day ATR move. Let's look at confirm this for this one. It went to a high of 33.98. Wow. Then its ATR is 380. So it made the weekly move. Even if it made a weekly move from 2708 to 398, that is 31. So yeah, definitely it might. So again, this is only 1 day above this flat line. You see that? So you want to get the second day. What happens whenever it makes a big move? It will try to come back to this flat line, because this is where all the traders will be watching. Oh, okay, will it stay above this flat line or not? If it stays above this flat line, then we might have another move on the third day. Okay? Did I explain to you what I meant?
Hey, Prithvi.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Prithvi, it went up today because of Alibaba investment?
Yeah, Alibaba made a big investment in
It
this
went
company.
up like $6 today.
Oh,
Yeah.
massive, man. Yeah, this is it's an awesome firm, but today was a big move.
Yeah, so that answers my question, Srini. So you think it'll make a move back down to where it started?
No, it was the first thing what I would suggest is you should not buy on this single day, because you don't know where the stock is heading, right? But since on the second day, what happens whenever there is such a big move, it will come back. If it has a further move, what will happen is two things. One of the two things will happen. One, you might see this coming back to this flatline resistance support. Right now, this has become a support. It was a resistance, now it became a support, right? So it will come back to the support, which is at 30.04. Then once it comes back to this, then you will know if it stays 2 days above the flat line, then it can go up. You know what I'm saying? I can
Yeah,
show
makes
you some
sense. Yeah,
example.
basically wait for it to settle before getting in.
Yeah, I wouldn't but trade this until you see what is happening tomorrow and it gets closer to 30.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. So let's get back to our slides now. Oh, sorry, this is my daughter's. Okay, what is a good time to take action, guys? So far we saw some of the charts. So when is a good time to action? When the price is 2 bars above the flat line. It works even for the bottom. If you're going for a short, then it has to be 2 bars below the support or the resistance. Don't, the classic example which Prithvi asked for now is it's 1 bar above the flat line. So you want to wait for the confirmation signal. It can be a fake signal. Sometimes it just goes up and then comes down, right? We have seen it so many times, right? So you don't want to get caught up in the fake signal. So use for at least 2 days before, even recently we got caught up in Tesla's fake signal for 1 day. And that was a very bad move. So sometimes we need to be very, very alert on these things, not get carried away by the stock action. So now the third thing is use daily chart ATR to determine the move per day. As I showed you how the ATR can tell you what will be the move for it. And don't, and when I say ATR, don't be like, okay, if you're looking for an ATR weekly, don't say I'll only trade for this week. Give a buffer, give next week, so that it gets enough time to get closer to that, and those kind of things. And whenever it reaches the next flatline support or the resistance, take away some of them, so that take some profits out, because you never know if it is going to cross the next flatline support or resistance unless you use the other indicators. So this is a very popular day trading strategy. Only with this, you can play your day trading strategy or a swing trading strategy, as long as you use ATRs and this one. In fact, we have written an article in techinvestor.com explicitly on this, using flatlines and ATR. So you can check it out. That's another thing which we have. Okay, any questions so far?
Srini, can you let Tarun in?
Oh, man. Okay. Any questions so far?
When you say stocks should be above the support line, at least for 2 sessions, it's not intraday, right? It has to close.
It depends upon your time frame. If you are looking at an intraday 4-hour charts, then you want to have it like 2-4 hours, right?
Okay. Got
If you are looking at daily chart, yes, then 2 days. If you are looking at weekly chart, then you're looking at 2 weeks, right?
Got it. Thanks.
Okay, that's what I meant. What I meant is, don't sometimes the single one signal above 1 day, 1 unit above the flat line can be a fake signal. So you want to confirm, double confirm it before you go further, right? That's what it is. Okay.
Yep.
And one thing I wanted to mention this, again, this is an observation. Do not make any decisions before 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Again, what, 9 a.m. CST? Yeah, 9 a.m. CST, the first 1 hour. Because the first 1 hour is very volatile. Sometimes it goes up and then it comes down the same day. So don't wait for that 1 hour before. This is a very volatile session actually in the whole market day. So you don't want to take any decisions on the beginning of the day. Wait for an hour to make sure that it is indeed behaving as expected, and then to go for it. For example, right, let's say you're waiting let's say FTCH, 1 bar, and tomorrow what is happening at 9 o'clock, it comes to 30.04 and it starts rising at 8:50. It starts rising, then you say, hey, now it is 2 bars above, now let me go in. So when you do that, then what happens? Before 9 o'clock, it again goes below the 30 and it gives you a fake signal. So you might end up caught up in that. So give enough time. Don't trade. Usually I advise not to trade in the first 1 hour to make sure that you're getting the proper signals. Okay. Okay. That's one thing I wanted to say. Any questions?
Srini?
Uh-huh.
When you say the first 1 hour, do you also include the pre-market, or because
No, I'm not including the pre-market. At least I would say 30 minutes, 8:30 to 9 CST. That includes 9 to 9:30. So if you include pre-market, it's like 8 o'clock, right? So 8 to 9, yes. Yeah, you're right, actually. I'm sorry, my bad. So 8 to 9, yeah. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So how to use with other systems? We already saw ATR. We also saw Ichimoku provide dynamic support and resistances. They can be used in conjunction with the flat lines. And also we can use it with Fibonacci, just like how we used for FTCH right now, seeing what levels it has reached. It has reached 162.5, as we all know, is the golden ratio. If it reaches that level, we need to be very cautious. Does it have a bigger move and all those things? And also, we also have GAN fans, which we'll be covering in the later topic, which will tell us what is the future move. But if you are looking for something like a very short-term moves, making consistently money, then flatlines, Fibonacci, and Ichimoku should help you out. That's what I would suggest. So that's all I had. The final point is we want to say how to draw the flat lines to determine support and resistance. So this is what I wanted to share with you. But also, since we have time, we can look at some more charts if you want. I wanted to talk a little bit about the earnings, right? Some of them, like, how do you play earnings? Be careful with earnings, guys. Earnings are like very volatile, and this market. Go ahead with that. Okay. So can you suggest me any earnings play, guys, which are coming up in the future? We can talk about a few earnings and see where it is heading. At least we can dissect and see how it is looking.
Can we check T-Doc, CD?
Sorry?
T-Doc?
I think T-Doc earning is over. Square is
okay.
on. Yeah. Square is coming up.
It's over or D-Doc? Okay.
No,
D-Doc.
T-Doc.
T-Doc. Teladoc.
T-Doc. Oh, okay. T-Doc. Okay. Sorry. Teledoc.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
tell me, guys, for those of you who attended Ichimoku training last time, what do you think about this? Raghu, are you there? Sorry to call you. Raghu, are you there?
It's in the
Chandan,
cloud,
are you
right?
there?
It's below the cloud.
Come again? Oh, okay, Chandan, are you there? Nobody.
Ashwini, I'm here.
Yeah, Chandan, now looking at this, what do you see about Ichimoku here?
Oh, okay. All right.
I just wanted to, is it okay if I use your name?
No, absolutely, man. No worries.
Yeah, that will be a learning experience, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so can you change it to a candle chart? It's very hard for me to read these lines.
Okay, sure. Let's go back to this one. Okay, this is the one. This
Okay.
good?
Looks like it's below the cloud and
Okay.
it's below both the base and conversion. So it's a bearish signal.
Bearish. So whoever asked the question, as it is, it looks is very, very bearish. Even if it has an upward move, the max it could go, if you see, but it can go up to 205.71. So, but if it cannot cross all of these, there is a lot of resistance around the way. So let's look at a little bit more on the flatline supports also to see where it is heading, right? Does it have a more downward move or something like that, right? So let me see, let me draw a flat line here and see. Okay, this was the flat line, it broke now. When is the earnings, guys, for this?
I believe it's already over.
It's already over, okay.
Yeah.
202, 202, so it broke through this. And the next level is 187.50, 189.91. So it is going, so yeah, it could retrace back, but if you see the Fibonacci, you see this, it is a 12.5% retracement. So definitely there's a resistance at 202.88, guys, for this one. Okay. Anything else, guys, that you want to look at?
Yeah, I would like to look at a square and a stamp. Both of them are coming up.
Oh, okay, square. Okay, how does square look? Anybody who followed? Okay, let me talk. So square is like definitely is above the cloud. It's not still completely bearish now, but let's look at today PayPal gave earnings and they were below the cloud. They were in the cloud and they went below the cloud. So square also belongs to the same category, right? So let's look at where is the flatline support for his. If I draw here, it is like, what is it? It is at 167.13 and 166.16. So pretty close, right? 10%? Do you think it's 10%?
Close to, yeah.
I think it's pretty close, right? I think so. So 166.13, you see that it broke through this flat line also, 155.99. So the next one is going through this is 146.55, guys. It is bearish. So if it goes into the cloud, I don't know, will it go even all the way to 129? We are not sure, but definitely 146.55 is on the cards. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, thanks.
So the next one you asked the stamp, right?
Yeah.
So stamp, let's look at this. The stamp is like, oh man, looks very, very bearish, man. So basically, so one thing I've noticed, guys, if you look at, I wanted to talk a little bit, since this is all bearish we are talking about. For the past few days, we have been in a very sideways market, but the last few days, it actually finally took an action. And if you look at the weekly chart, Chandan, what do you see on the weekly chart? Can you tell me? Does it look bullish or bearish for you?
The weekly chart,
This
it's
is SPY.
mildly bullish.
Oh, okay. I like the way you put it. That's good. Okay, mildly bullish, but it is more of bullish, right? Basically, the Chiku span is like above the cloud.
Yeah.
The conversion is above the baseline, and then it's above the cloud. And you look at this. Now, one thing you need to observe here, guys. I wanted to bring this up very, very closely. On this thing, right? For those of you who haven't attended Ichimoku, I would highly, highly advise you to go and check out the last week's webinar, which has been uploaded. If you look here, the lead span B is above the lead span A, which means it is a bearish condition. That means the lead span, anytime when a lower average is above the higher, whenever a higher time frame, as we all know, lead span B is a 52 bars price, whereas the lead span A is an average of conversion and baseline. So when this condition happens, it is bearish. That is why this week we might see a lot of bearish condition. But look at this, guys, in the future, it is going up. So after the elections, what I'm expecting here is, look at that, the lead span A is again protruding above the things. So if you are playing any long-term conditions, like, like Apple or Microsoft or Google, what I would highly recommend is get out on cash and see if you can play long lead calls, because this is where wealth is made. If you can get into long lead calls and see if it takes off. If you see, if the SPY is going, and if you see, the good thing here, what I see is lead span A is deviating away from the lead span B. That means it's going up and up and up. Do you see that? Chandan, are you able to, you see that? Can somebody respond, guys, what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So this is the future prediction, guys. This is the future. So you want to look at these levels, right? So, and if you see here, the prices have not fallen down on the weekly chart. Now you have seen the weekly chart so far. Now let me show you the daily chart, which is a total opposite. It is below the cloud, and it is like everything is bearish in the daily charts. So this is the problem that we are having right now. This is a very unique situation where there is so much of deviation between the daily chart and the weekly chart, and this can turn around very, very fast by next week or the week after. So keep a watch out on this, guys, and I would say, if possible, sit on hands for this week. Watch these levels and see if you see the stocks rising the week after, and that is the best time to enter. Okay, unless you are bearish on certain things and you want to play. I just want to bring this up to see how these technical charts are telling us what it is happening. Okay. Anything else, guys, that you want to see? We have another.
Can we check DOCU? DOCU?
What is that?
DOCU?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
DocuSign.
DocuSign. DOCU.
Oh, Docu. Oh, sorry. Okay. So Docu, again, the same scenario. See, all stocks are in the same scenario. What is going to happen? Docu is also way below the cloud. You see this? But if you look at the weekly chart, it is way bullish. It is way above the cloud. It is way, the conversion is above the baseline, and even the price is sticking near the baseline. You see that it is not like this week, it is trying to stay above the baseline. The baseline is around 202.90. Let me show you the candlestick for the people who want. It is forming, but this is the first week it is trying to go below the baseline. But will it go below the baseline is what we have to see. So that is one thing, guys. So that is the thing. The main thing that we need to see is, but if you look at the daily charts here, this looks bearish. You see this? The lead span B is above lead span A, whereas in the daily charts, this is looking this thing. So this is looking completely bullish. The whole cloud is moving up. Whereas on the daily charts, it is like, this is the thing. So when this thing is going to turn is the question. That's what maybe I'm thinking after the elections, these things, either one of those things should happen. Either the weekly chart should go down or this should turn around. But usually the daily charts are the ones which can move faster. But let's wait and see what happens. Anything else, guys? So sometimes it is very, very, these are the days, these are the weeks where a lot of, lot of decisions, when you see conditions like this, you don't want to trade much because you're seeing the divergence. And if you look here, the volume is going up, the TSV, the time segmentation, definitely it is going down. On the weekly, it is still like at a very low price. It is still low because of the daily charts. But still, you see, it is within the time frame, and we want to see if it breaks through this. But all bets are off if this conversion goes below the baseline, and that's when you want to see whether this is going to happen or this is going to turn. If you see DAQ, look at here. Next week, the lead span is curving and it wants to go up. So from 2 weeks from now, it can go up, or that is what it looks like. So it depends on which one happens, guys. Whether the weekly chart is going to go down or whether the daily charts are going to go up. That is the question. So does that explain, guys?
Yeah.
Excuse
Can
me?
we also look quickly at DraftKings? Jay?
DKNG.
That's yeah, let's keep on following in this.
So DraftKings also, what happened is we were in this calls today and I decided we better get out. But look at this. This is very bullish, but I wanted to see it above the cloud. But here, I mean, when I say bullish, the cloud is bullish. The lead span is above lead span B, but it went below the cloud. So it is bearish on the daily chart. But if you see here, still the conversion is above the baseline, and this one is this one. So if it crosses 3906, then there's a possibility of it getting to 4404. Let's look at daily chart, that will be better. So this is 3906, then we have an immediate resistance of conversion at 3973. If it crosses this, then we can get all the way to 47, which is at the lead span A. But if you look at this again, it is showing a signal of going down here. So next week, there might be a big move here while this lead span is up and this is going down. So that is what it is, guys. So if you look at the combination of the weekly and the daily charts, that would give you a picture of where the stock is heading and all those things. Usually what we do is, if you look at these bullish stocks here on the side, the scanning indicators, we see where it is bullish on both the sides, on the weekly as well as on the daily. But this is not aligned with the market right now. So that is why we are not entering this stage. It's very, very important to be aligned with the overall market because when the market is going down and you play this, it is going to take it around you. For example, PayPal was a classic example that we entered and we got burnt out. So, but that is the reason why it is always, you have to be consciously aligned with the market. If the SPY going up, then you want to play all your bullish calls. If the SPY is not going down, then you want to play all your bearish stocks. Look at this. The bearish stocks are right now Groupon, which is around 1976. The Groupon is like, it is bearish on the cloud and it is bearish also on the weekly. So you want to see where both it is bearish on the weekly as well as on the daily, so that you have better chances, you have more odds for you, working for you. Okay, I think anything else that you want to do? We have another 13 minutes if you can.
Okay, we can look at other stocks, Srini, or
Which one?
are we able to look at other ones, or are we out of
Yeah,
time?
yeah, we can. You have anything else?
I've been looking at United Rentals, URI.
URI. Oh, URI is bullish on the daily. That's good. And it is bullish on the weekly. That's nice. So now what? Let's see. Let's look at the okay. It has a resistance at 199. Yeah, 199. It has resistance at 199. If it breaks through that, then we can see. Let's draw the Fibonacci here. So how much did it, the Fibonacci starting from 25? Oh, this is a nice stock. It is going to 204.23.
Yeah, I've been watching this for a couple of weeks. It just keeps, steadily going up. Even when the market dipped, it was going up.
Okay,
it's
so this
very
is,
strange.
but I'm surprised. Even FedEx, the thing is, FedEx also went up here, but FedEx daily chart is also looking good. So the COVID situations, all those things you have to look at. So URI is United Rentals, right? Yeah, okay, it's a different story. Yeah. Okay.
It went up 8% today. You are right.
What is that?
It went up 8% today.
Which one? URI?
You are right.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, if you look at this volume buzz, this is after the market, but there's something called as volume buzz that you can use for your daily. If you have a charting tool, it will tell you, for example, if FTCH, when you started, you'll see a lot of people trading this. It would have been at 300% or 400%. So you can use that and you can trade that. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up too. So Prithvi, if you want to trade some high volume stocks only on a day trade basis, you can use this volume bus. Okay. Yeah. Anything else, guys? Last two. Anybody?
Let's do Zoom.
Huh?
Zoom.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Zoom Technologies.
Zoom. Yeah, thank God you brought that up. Let's say I was thinking about somebody should bring it up. So Zoom is in a very unique position actually. If you look, the thing is, it had a flat line here, then it had a flat line. One second, let me remove all these things for you guys so that let's do all of them at a one time. Okay, so this is one thing that is going up. This is one of the resistances. If you look, 518, then there is a resistance here at 480. This is where it broke the other day, 480. We said that it will go to 480 the other day. And then there was a 460 here, 466.50, 464.98, and this is 465.50. So pretty close, you can say. So this is one. Though if you see the next resistance, it is like somewhere here, guys, which is at 275. So there's something going on with Zoom. Zoom might fall down a big time because if you see here, there's a huge gap up. Like there has not been a single fall in this whole thing. So I'm doubting it is going to give away all that gains to 275. 268. So this is the level. If you see this, if it has crossed this flatline resistance, so it has gone above the moving average 50. So if it stays above this, then, and if it breaks through all these things, but which I doubt, because the conversion went below the baseline. And you see this, it reports on November 30th, if I'm right. So basically I'm thinking there's going to be a big fall here to 268. Because the flat line, because the conversion is going below the baseline, and if it crosses this cloud 380, then we are looking at a big fall here. Just like how Tesla gave up all that 80%, you might see the Zoom fall down to that level. If you see, guys, any stock that goes so much up will always give away, will come back to 25%, which is around 300 in this case. Let me use the daily charts. It is much more, it will give away all its gains. So we are looking at least 300. So you see here 25% is at 326. So this is like, so we are looking at this range, guys. At least 318, and then the nearby flatline support is around 268. I know it's kind of scary, right? But yeah, that's what it's showing.
You know, it will sort of defy conventional wisdom, right? Especially with everybody working from home and COVID cases rising. You would think Zoom would continue going up, but the charts are telling a different story.
Yeah, it had a major gap up, guys. That's the problem. Yeah. Look at this. There was no fall from here. It has been gone up, gone up. Even Apple, you see any stock that goes up like that. Look at this Apple. Apple had a major, it gave up all its gains. See, look from here. It went from here. It came back to this level. So whenever you have a major gaps like that, when you have a major moves, you will tend to give away everything.
Hey Srini, do you think Pinterest still fall? Because it's been having an incredible run. They had really good earnings. Pinterest, pins.
I'm sorry, can you spell the thing?
P-I-N-S.
Sorry?
I'll put it in the chat.
P-I-N-S.
It's very hard for me to see the chat. Just tell me, because I'm sharing, right? I can't see the
Srini, type pins, P-I-N-S.
Oh, pins, sorry. Pins, sorry, my bad. Yeah, I thought it was pin, but I just wanted to verify.
So they had earnings
also a major gap up here.
Yeah.
This one, it went here. You see this? Let me take away all these things for you. So this is the last one. If you see here, 53, 52, 52. This could come up here. So 53. If it crosses that one, we are looking at a major 44.24.
You think it'll drop because it moved up too fast?
Oh, first drop will be to 53. Let me see how first drop, we'll see how it goes. So that is why the market is very, but I wouldn't say it will drop. It might be a little bit retracement. It went up so much, right? See, whenever you have these big gaps, see this in the candlesticks, you can see these gaps, right? You see the gap between this candle and this candle. Whenever you see this gap, these gaps need to be covered. So that gaps needs to be covered by coming back to this line, right? You see that?
Yeah,
So
I see that.
anytime when you have a big gap, it needs to be covered. So that's why it will come. So for this, it has only a small gap. But here it had a small gap here, so that is okay. But this gap will be covered by coming to 53. So from there, it can go up. That's what I don't know. How much it will go, then we have to see that. It went to 68.93. So that comes down to, give me a minute, I can say that. It is 52, 55, 60, 64, 68. So it has a little bit bigger move to 72 or something like that. So, but it might come down to 53. And if it stays 2 bars above this candlestick, you might see a bigger move there. Okay, so above this flat line.
Okay, yeah, this one has been doing well all year, but at some point it has to come down, right?
Okay, guys, we'll wrap it up. So I will stop the share and the recording. Thanks for joining, folks. Really appreciate it. You make this training happen every week. Appreciate it. to push.